Hello once again, dear friends. This is the second chapter in this series focused on telling you about my encounters with the paranormal, with that supernatural realm that exists and is invisible for most of people. I hope that you like it. Please leave a comment and see you next time. The following event happened around March of 2011. I was studying for my master's degree in Belgium. After having my first close encounter with non-human intelligence the previous month, I was still in the process of adjusting to this new reality, which had just opened up for me. During my time living in Belgium, I became a regular customer at the local Spar store. Spar is the name of a well-known grocery shop and convenience store. The nearest Spar was just one block away from my student's studio. In this picture, you can see the actual shop as it was in 2009. I used to visit this shop several times per month. I was accustomed to seeing some vagrants close to the entrance. These people by the entrance were usually men, one of whom used to play his guitar and was accompanied by a dog. This man had his backpack with him and was asking for money using a small plastic cup. I remember this particular guy because I used to give him some extra food that I had at my place. On the afternoon of the event, I was walking the street, and before crossing towards the Spar store, I saw a young man who was sitting by the entrance. He was holding his legs with his arms, like embracing them. He looked like a younger version of the actor Jay Baruchel from the Million Dollar Baby movie. The strange thing was that, upon approaching him and the shop entrance, which was located at his right, I felt a sense of mutual empathy between this person and me. The feeling was as if we knew each other from a long time ago, which was really weird if you take into consideration that in those years I was a very reserved and introverted individual with limited desire to engage in social activities of any kind. Without any hesitation, I took my backpack and gave it to him. I just made a finger gesture, and he immediately understood that I was trusting him with my bag so I could buy my things more freely and comfortably in the store. This was also an odd request from my part, because this shop, as many in Belgium, don't oblige their customers to leave their bags or backpack before entering the place. I remember clearly that the young man took my backpack and placed it between his knees and chest, like giving it a hug. I didn't pay any more attention to this fact and proceed to do my usual shopping inside the store. A few minutes later, I exited the spa and was a bit surprised to see that there was another person in front of the guy with my backpack. It was a girl who looked a lot like the actress Dakota Fanning. She was there looking at me, and I felt the same type of unconditional love that I felt when looking at the other guy. I gave a €2 coin to the guy, and he gave me my backpack with a very subtle smile. I saw the girl, and she also smiled very elegantly and kindly. I went back to my studio and never saw them again. Some of the strange things about these humans might be summarized as follows. Number one, they didn't have a bag, plastic cup, or any other type of accessory with them, as the usual young men who used to ask for money outside the shop. Number two, that was the only time I ever encountered them. The other guys asking for money usually stay for some days before continuing their traveling. Number three, despite their European looks, I couldn't figure out their country of origin. By that time, I was very familiarized with the different types of people in the city, and I could accurately identify the region of Europe where a person could have come from. They definitely didn't look like locals. Number four, I never actually spoke a word to them. Everything was like a mental type of communication, only aided by my hand gestures. Number five, although they were wearing regular and modern casual clothes, the appearance of their attire and even their faces and hair was very strange. Let me give you a further explanation. Imagine that you take your clothes, then bury them in a hole, cover them with soil, and leave them there for some hours. Then take the clothes out and wear them. Additionally, put a fine layer of dust on your face and hair. That's how they looked. Number six, and the most important, the feeling and emotions I had when meeting them is something that I have never felt before, up until that day. Today, in 2025, I can tell you with confidence who these guys were, because I have finally found their true identities. But that's a topic for another video. Sometime after this event, perhaps several days or a few weeks later, I had another encounter with a different type of humanoid. Only this time, the impression she gave me wasn't of universal love, mm, but maybe the opposite. My next video will give a detailed account of this happening. This planet is much more complex than we think. There might be a group of interdimensional beings controlling, in a way, the destiny of humanity. And there might be also hundreds, if not millions, of visitors entering our realm with different missions and intentions. In order to be aware of the truth behind the curtains, you must undergo a spiritual awakening, which is a very traumatic and painful process that very few humans can withstand. Humans are not the most intelligent, able, or advanced people on this planet. Ignorance and arrogance are the blindfold that keep us asleep and prone to manipulation and vices. There is much more in life than eating, sleeping, earning money, and having sex. We live in a world of mystery, wonder, and miracles. It is time to throw away the blindfold.